I and girlfriend were both 18, and I had an unprotected coition today. Normally, I use a condom. Admittedly, there have been a few times when I haven't worn a condom and I pulled out. I know that's not a real version of birth control. I know it was stupid and risky. Today, I asked her if I could not use a condom and just pull out instead. She said she didn't think that was a good idea. That was fine. I was glad one of us was actually thinking. So I put a condom on. When she was getting close, she told me to take the condom off. She begged me to come in her. I knew it was a bad idea. I knew it was stupid, and I shouldn't do it. But what did I do? I gladly took the condom off and came in her. It sounded like a great idea and felt really good at the moment. As soon as we finished, I told her we made a mistake and suggested that we get Plan B. She agreed that we behaved like idiots, but said she didn't want Plan B. I offered to go get it in case she was embarrassed or something. She refused and said she's scared to take it. She's worried about side effects. I told her I understand that everything carries a risk of side effects, but I'm sure Plan B is pretty safe. Compared to the risks of pregnancy, come on. She said she didn't want to take it and preferred to let the universe take its course regarding whether she gets pregnant or not. Look, I know that I have no say about what she does with her body. I respect that. I know the only thing I had control over was whether I wore a condom or not, and I failed at that. I'm still pissed off and can't understand why she'd even want to risk this. Here's some relevant comments. Once a lot of people were saying that original poster need to take accountability and that it's his fault. Original poster replied, I know I did. I admitted it. She didn't force me. I screwed up. She admitted we screwed up. I don't understand why she's so scared to take a pill that she would rather risk possibly getting pregnant. Someone said that letting the universe take its course sounds crazy. Original poster replied, especially crazy since she also has since told me she thinks it's her body's time of the month to get pregnant, and she keeps contacting me saying she hopes she's not pregnant. Take the pill then. It's not that complicated. Someone said, if she's scared of the pill, she could get an intrauterine device. Original poster replied, she's scared of birth control too. She's trying to get pregnant. I really don't think she was trying to get pregnant. I think the idea just turned her on. Someone said that original poster is naive, and the original poster replied, nothing she's ever said indicates she wants to have a baby right now. She's been texting me since last night about how she doesn't want to have a baby, and she's scared. Finally, original poster concluded with, I said it's not my fault that I can't be the one to take the pill. I did not say that removing the condom wasn't my fault. If I could be the one to take the pill instead of her, I would. I'd be doing it for the sake of both of us. Unfortunately, that's not an option. She's the only one who could do it. I also acknowledge that I understand that I have absolutely no say in what she does with her body, whether that's Plan B, abortion, etc. Nowhere have I blamed her for where I ejaculated. In my original post, as well as a number of comments, I've taken full responsibility for that. Not sure why people continue to comment as if I'm blaming her. If she gets pregnant, we are both to blame. Yeah, I wish she'd have taken Plan B. Do I think she's completely to blame if she ends up pregnant? Definitely not. I don't see this as her problem only. It's our problem. If we have a baby, it affects both of us. I said we, not just she. In my opinion, we both screwed up. It's not like I came in her against her will. She wanted it at the moment. I acknowledge that I could have and should have said no. I made my own free choice to take the condom off. She's not to blame for what I did whatsoever. I just think we were caught up in the moment. But afterwards, I felt like I was doing the responsible thing, as responsible as you can get after doing something so stupid by suggesting Plan B and offering to get it. I feel like if you don't want a baby, that's really the only option other than abortion once the deed's been done. She keeps saying she doesn't want a baby, she's scared, panicking, etc. So, I offered the only real possible solution there could be at this time, and she turned it down. Better than throwing my hands up and saying, well, there's absolutely nothing we can do now. If you truly don't want a baby, there is a solution. And I'm sorry that due to biology, she would have to be the one to take the pill instead of me. Did I yell at her and demand that she take it? No. Did I specifically say that all of the people here suggesting that I crush it up and slip it in her drink were creepy and that I'd never do something like that? Yes, I am angry at myself for what happened. Alright, let's move on to the update. Post 18 days later. This is an update to my original post about my girlfriend refusing to take Plan B. Her period was due a few days ago, but it didn't come. She wanted to wait a week or two to take a test. She just wants to avoid everything. I bought the test because she was too embarrassed to do it. She said she'd take it this weekend. Sure, she'd probably mysteriously lose the test before taking it. I made her take it last night when I was at her house. It's super faint, but looks positive. There's a barely visible plus sign there. You have to look really close to see it. Can there ever be situations where it's a false positive this early on? Could it just be a trick of the light or something? I feel my world ending now. I know it only takes one time, but what are the chances that the one time we have unprotected coition and I don't pull out, she gets pregnant? I learned my lesson. I was never going to risk it again. I was going to be so good forever after this. In the comment section, somebody asked, "Have you talked to her about an abortion?" Original poster replied, "The conversation hasn't gotten that far." There was very little talking afterwards, just her crying for ages. Mini update in comments 11 days later. Not really. She took another pregnancy test a few days after the one with the really light line. It turned positive immediately and didn't even take the full time to show up. She keeps saying, "I can't have a baby," but she also refuses to tell her parents or anyone else. I keep telling her she's wasting time. She's wasted over a week. Some relevant comments. Somebody asked about abortion. Original poster replied, "She's scared of it just like she was scared of Plan B. She needs to stop avoiding the problem. Can you talk to anyone? Offer anything?" I told her I'd pay for it, that I'd make the appointment for her. Anything. She says I'm not ready. She's made me promise to give her a few more days. Now she says give her until this weekend. I'm going to tell my parents at that point. If she hasn't done anything, I don't know what else to do. Original poster up a post with title, "My girlfriend is pregnant and wants to keep the baby out of fear." My girlfriend is 6 weeks pregnant. We've known she was pregnant for about 2 weeks. She took a test as soon as she missed her period. She's been putting off doing anything about it. She's scared of every option, just like she was also scared of birth control and taking Plan B. Now today she told me she's decided to keep the baby. She can't do adoption, and she doesn't want to get an abortion. In her words, the only leaves keeping the baby. She doesn't really seem to want to do that either, but she's too scared to do anything else. I don't really understand how the thought of becoming a parent isn't the most terrifying option to her, because it definitely is to me. I get that it's not my body, and I have no say at all. I just think she's not making a decision based on reason. If she truly felt like she wanted to have a baby and be a mom right now, despite what I think or feel, then I'd feel like it was at least more of a valid decision to make. She thinks it's the least bad of all options. Never mind that we're both 18, graduating high school this year, and supposed to go to college, and neither of us have jobs. She hasn't even told her parents, so she's assuming they're going to help financially, and probably in other ways too. I'm sure you'll be shocked when I tell you she's too scared to tell her parents. I told her, I don't think somebody who is scared of every single thing is ready to be a mom. I'm not ready to be a dad, but at least I'm not sitting there frozen with fear, not doing anything, and making huge life-changing decisions because of it. She says, it's not going to be that bad. It's a baby. There are many things worse than a baby. And she says things like, maybe we're supposed to have this baby. I told her no, this isn't some sort of kismet or dated occurrence. She's pregnant because we had unprotected coition. That's it. Because we were idiots. Not because she wants to believe the universe wants this to happen and she's destined to be a mom to this baby. I can't even imagine her telling her parents ever. That's just how she is. I think she'll wait until it becomes obvious, and they have to ask her, then she'll finally admit to it. And by that point, they'll be a million times more angry than they already will be. I'm freaking out. I want to go cry to my mommy if I'm being perfectly honest. Original poster also answered some questions below. First, about her parents. As for her parents, I don't think they're unsafe. I'm sure they think she's a virgin. She goes to an all-girls Catholic school. So yeah, they have a certain set of beliefs, but I don't think there's any reason to believe they're unsafe. Honestly, she hasn't actually said it, but I think she's probably hoping that she won't actually have to be the one who tells her parents. She knows she'll get in trouble no matter what, unless she had an abortion and didn't tell them, which is totally a valid option. I think she's more scared of the actual abortion. I think she's not on birth control because her school has told her some sort of fear-mongering information and statistics that has her convinced she'll die if she takes it, or her parents will find out and she won't be their little girl anymore. I said a few other comments that she basically wanted everyone to ignore when she turned 18. It was strange. Second, about girlfriend's Catholic school. You were taught by nuns. How long ago were you in school? There are definitely no nuns at her school. They still have the plaid uniforms though. She loves the uniform, it's kinda weird. They have traditions too, like each year they're allowed to wear different things, like seniors can wear colorful cardigans instead of just the school-colored ones. It's like a big deal to be able to wear your colorful sweaters as a senior. We went to elementary and middle school together at a Catholic school. Then when it was time for high school, she actually chose the all-girls school herself. We have like 4 to 5 Catholic high schools around here, and her parents let her choose which one she wanted to attend. That's what a lot of students at our grade school do, but it's super rare for any of the girls to pick the all-girls high school. Like, I probably know of 3 girls who actually chose to go there themselves, and about half the families in our neighborhood send their kids to Catholic school. Third, maybe you're not the father. Get a DNA test. Is the math working? I wouldn't really see it as a relief to find out I wasn't the father. I get it. Everyone should protect themselves legally, and I'm sure when it gets to that point, maybe I'll need to have a DNA test done for legal purposes, but I'm pretty positive I'm still the only person she's ever had coition with. Generally, ovulation takes place mid-cycle, so your period would be due about 2 weeks after that. Pregnancy is counted from the date of the last period, and the date of her last period was January 30. I now know more about ovulation and menstrual cycle than I ever thought possible. Fourth, on if the original poster will leave. I can't really imagine being responsible for supporting myself, my girlfriend, and a baby right now. It's crazy to think about. But I wouldn't go off to school and leave her behind to take care of a baby. That wouldn't be right. Tell her you're talking to your parents no matter what. The reason I haven't told my parents yet is because I'm pretty sure they'll contact her parents right away. I was trying to give her time to tell her parents on her own. She begged me to wait to tell my parents. I told her she has through this weekend. Somebody asked if she's scared of the pill, how is she not scared of childbirth? Original poster replied, it makes absolutely no sense. But I guess birth is something she can ignore and put off for a while, and it'll just eventually end up happening. I don't know. Fifth, on why she was scared of Plan B. It turns out she was scared of Plan B because she read several stories about it being extremely painful and women wishing they would just die because the pain was so intense. So she decided she'd rather just take her chances. We're actually going to the same college. Okay, let's move to the update post 3 with title. Told my parents that my girlfriend is pregnant. My girlfriend and I are 18 and about to graduate high school. We're both planning to go to college in the fall. We screwed up and she got pregnant. I tried to get her to take the Plan B pill right after we had unprotected coition, but she was too scared. She wanted to let the universe take its course. Now she's around 8 weeks pregnant. She hasn't been to the doctor or a Planned Parenthood or anything like that to confirm any dates, but online calculators say she's 8 weeks. She's not taking any action right now. It's like she's just ignoring it and hoping it'll go away. She regularly freaks out and cries to me about it, saying she can't be a mom. I offered to help her get an abortion and to be with her. She's too scared of that. I think she really needs to tell her parents now because I don't know what else to do. I think she just wants to hide it for as long as possible, and that honestly freaks me out. So, I warned her I was going to tell my parents. I gave her like 2 weeks, and she did nothing. so I finally told my parents last night. We were all in the living room, and I just decided to say it because there was never going to be a good moment to say it. I basically just told them I did something really stupid, and now she's pregnant. My mom really wanted to believe that I was joking or pranking her. She said she knew I was having coition with her, but we talked about being safe, and she was like, "How many times have we had the safe coition talk? How many times?" I could tell they were both really disappointed. My mom just sat there staring at me silently for what felt like ages. My dad was like, "You can't be a dad? You've never even had a job." My mom was really trying hard not to yell at me. She just stayed silent for a long time. Finally, she asked me about what my girlfriend says she's going to do. I explained everything that's happened so far, and my mom said I did the right thing by offering to get Plan B, and that's all I could do at that point, since it's my girlfriend's body and her choice. My dad said she's an idiot if she thinks she's just gonna have this baby, and everything will be sunshine and rainbows, and that she'll be ruining both of our lives if she does that. Said we'll figure this out as a family, and there's no way I'm not going to college. My mom said we need to support my girlfriend right now because she is all alone, and I'm too much of an idiot to be able to help her on my own. My mom seems to feel bad for my girlfriend now, about how she's so scared to do anything and can't talk to her parents. I asked them to please not immediately tell her parents. My parents are the type that will definitely inform her parents if she continues the pregnancy, but my mom is going to try to talk to her first. Her parents are religious. My parents aren't really religious, and my mom is a nurse, so she can hopefully be a little more unbiased in that respect. So, I'm supposed to invite my girlfriend over to our house today. I'm not even telling her that I told my parents. I'm sort of tricking her into this conversation with my mom. My dad won't be there because that might feel too weird for her. I know, if I let her know that I told them, she won't come over. She's going to be really pissed off, but I honestly feel relieved. Someone asked about symptoms. An original poster replied, "She's starting to have symptoms. She's nauseous, has thrown up a few times that she's told me about, and her boobs hurt really bad. I think she probably has an anxiety disorder, just based on this and other things. I also think it's like you say, and she's avoiding having to confront it until she can't ignore it any longer. She rather makes a decision by not making a decision, and basically has her only option decided for her." Another question about more on their schools. An original poster replied, "We go to different schools. I go to a Catholic school, but my family isn't really religious. Even at my school, we learned all about how coition and conception work, and were told about condoms in health class, but also told that hormonal birth control is bad. She goes to an all-girls Catholic school. I have no idea what they're taught there, but I feel like they're pretty progressive in some respects based on what she tells me." Somebody asked, "Did you tell your mom that she asked you to take off the condom?" Original poster replied, "Yeah. My mom forced me to explain how exactly this happened, since she knows both her and my dad have drilled it into me to always wear a condom. It was very embarrassing." Okay, go straight to the update post 4. I just made a post about telling my parents that my girlfriend is pregnant. My mom, who is also a nurse, decided she needed to talk to my girlfriend. So, I invited my girlfriend over to our house yesterday, but I didn't tell her that I had said anything to my parents or that my mom was planning to talk to her about it. I know some people thought this was wrong to do. Maybe it was? I don't know. I knew she'd be mad at me, but I also knew she'd never come over to let my mom talk to her otherwise. My girlfriend knows my parents. She's over at my house all the time. As soon as she got here, she had to run to the bathroom because she was sick, but I don't think it was the throwing up kind of sickness. My mom was basically waiting there as soon as she got out and let her know that I had told my parents everything. The look my girlfriend gave me told me she hated me at that moment. She tried to leave. I asked her to please stay. My mom wasn't going to yell at her or be mean. She just wanted to help. She kept saying she didn't want to talk about it, she didn't need help, etc. I think my mom did the best she could. She was nice about it. She did most of the talking, and my girlfriend just sat there, mostly in silence. She didn't try to pressure my girlfriend into anything. She basically just said that no matter what decision she makes, she can't continue to ignore the situation, because that'll only make things work. If she wants to consider abortion, time is really limited. My mom explained exactly what happens during both forms of abortion. She told her if she is continuing the pregnancy, she needs to get medical care to make sure everything is okay, is everything growing in the right place, etc. My mom even gave her resources for where she can go to get checked out if she doesn't want to go to her normal doctor right now. And if she's keeping the baby, we all need to figure out how that's going to happen, since the two of us are nowhere near ready for that. As soon as my mom said the word adoption, my girlfriend said, "I can't do that." My mom was not trying to convince her on adoption, just trying to talk about all the options. My girlfriend cried a lot. She said she's still thinking about everything. My mom asked to please let her help her make an appointment, just to find out how far along she is and that everything is okay. My girlfriend said no, she'd do it herself. My mom offered to help her tell her parents. My girlfriend said no, she's not ready for that yet. I know my mom was frustrated, but she didn't really show it. My girlfriend wasn't going to open up no matter what my mom did or said. Then later, after my mom left us alone, my girlfriend told me she's sorry, but she can't get an abortion either. But she couldn't tell my mom that at the moment. So, that's it. She's not going to get an abortion. She's not going to give it up for adoption. I'm going to be a dad, and my life is over. We're not going to college, or if we do, it'll be not at the college of our choice, and not with any sort of normal college experience. Forget about dream careers. Forget about everything we thought our lives would look like. I'm going to have to get a shitty job that doesn't make enough to survive, let alone support a baby with. We're going to need government assistance. We're going to struggle from this day forward for the rest of our lives, because she thinks getting an abortion would be murdering our baby. Oh, and she loves me so much that she can't harm the baby we made. Ugh, I feel like an asshole because I know I made a mistake that caused this. But I just think she's not thinking this through at all. It's 100% emotion and nothing rational about it. When I asked her how in the hell she thinks we're going to take care of a baby or what our lives will be like with a baby, she says, "I don't know. We'll figure it out." It wasn't worth it. I'd rather wear 5 condoms at once. And yes, I know you shouldn't double up condoms, rather than ever have unprotected coition if I could go back. I was up until like 3 a.m. just feeling like the world is ending. After she left, I told both my parents about what she said. I may have had a bit of a breakdown at that time. My mom said we weren't going to talk about it at all today, so our family came over for Easter today, and we all pretended like everything was perfect and answered all of my relatives' questions about my college plans, as if any of that is still happening. Original poster answered some questions below. Trade school. We have absolutely no trade-related training at my high school. I heard there used to be a little of that back in the 80s. Generations of my family have gone to my high school, so it's more of a tradition that I go there than anything, but they are hardcore college prep. Pretty sure there's nothing like that at my girlfriend's school either. She goes to an all-girls Catholic school. They got rid of all the home ec stuff there, and she was glad because she said the cooking classes would stink up everything. But she said they have nothing that isn't academic anymore either. Possible abuse? I think she's just scared of going to the doctor, scared of facing reality, and scared of her parents finding out. She's never been to a gynecologist. More on girlfriend and her family. I don't think she's having coition with anyone else or has been molested. Crazier things have happened, but I just don't get that feeling at all. It wasn't the first time we had unprotected coition. We'd done it a few times before, but I always pulled out. This is the first time she asked me to come inside her. Well, it's the first time she actually told me to do it, but not the first time she'd talked about it. She was turned on by the idea. At least that's what she told me. She really likes making love. I know it's hard to believe that somebody seemingly so scared of everything would even have coition. She was very nervous about it at first. She wanted to do it, but was scared somebody would find out and she'd get in trouble. She had never even masturbated before. I was the first person to touch her sensually, according to her. For a few months, all she'd let me do was touch her with my hand and get her off that way. That was the first time she ever had an orgasm. Now she watches porn and has bought herself vibrators. I know her family. On the outside, they seem like a perfect family, like some sort of 1950s TV family. They're religious but not nutcases. They just have Catholic beliefs about coition, marriage, babies. Her dad is super nice. Her mom is nice, but her mom has substance abuse issues that the entire family covers for. I don't even know the full extent because she will not go into great detail. But I've seen enough firsthand just being around them in their home. Somebody asked, "Why can't you go to college?" Original poster replied, "Sure, leave her here with our kid while I go off to college for 4 years. Doesn't seem very fair. Money is one thing, and whatever job I could get while in college full-time would not provide her with very much child support. But what about actually taking care of a baby? She's just supposed to do that all on her own." Okay, so let's move to the update 5. Instead of answering every comment, I'll just post this sort of update here. Last week, we were both on spring break. What should have been the best spring break of my high school life sucked. I hoped to convince her to go to the doctor last week. This didn't happen. She won't come over to my house anymore because she's afraid my mom will corner her and try to talk to her more. She told me she couldn't see a doctor over spring break because she had a lot to work on for school and she'd be too stressed out by a doctor's appointment to get any of her work done. I told her I was going to tell her parents. She got mad and said she's 18 and I have no right to tell her parents. I asked her what she thinks is going to happen once her parents find out. She said she didn't know, but wasn't ready for them to know yet. Maybe she wouldn't tell them and would just go to college. Okay, then what happens if she gives birth in her dorm room? I told her it was really freaking me out. I ended up having a full-blown panic attack on Saturday, never having had one of those before. I started to feel really dizzy before I lost my hearing and threw up and seriously thought I was having a heart attack and about to die. My mom was monitoring my vital signs the whole time. Once I recovered from that, she basically just said, she doesn't think my girlfriend is going to end her pregnancy, and we just have to move forward with the idea a baby is coming and what needs to be done to cause the least amount of damage.